What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome back to another edition of Mr. Eric Reads. As we inch closer and closer to the start of school, guys, I hope that you are just really soaking up the remainder of your summertime and that you're truly enjoying yourselves and being safe out there. As promised, guys, we're going to continue on with Pete the Cat because we have got a lot of good stories, and I think you guys like Pete the Cat. I like Pete the Cat. Who doesn't like Pete the Cat? So we're going to find out about Pete the Cat after he checks out the library. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the story on Mr. Eric Reads. Pete's mom is taking him to the library for the first time. Hey, Pete greets the librarian. I'm looking for the perfect bedtime story. The librarian smiles. I think I can help you with that, she says. But first, you're going to need a library card. Cool, Pete says. My own card? That's right, says the librarian. Just for you. Now, how about we find you that book? The librarian takes Pete to her favorite room. There are lots of Pete-sized chairs and tables and shelves. There's fun art on the walls, and there are more books than Pete has ever seen in one place. What do I do now? He asks. Now you try to find something that you like, the librarian says. You can bring home any book here. When you're ready, just bring the books you like and I'll help you check them out. Pete goes over to the shelf and chooses a book about jets. He reads it and pretends he's a stunt pilot. He flies a super fast jet and does a loop-de-loop high in the sky. Whee! Pete shouts. Next, Pete picks up a book with a wizard and a unicorn on the cover. Pete pretends to be a wizard. He helps the brave knights fight off an evil dragon and goes for a ride on the unicorn. Pete practices his wizard spells. Take that, he cries, shooting a blast of magic at the dragon. Next, Pete looks at a book about bugs. He pretends to be a scientist studying ants and spiders. Pete looks through his microscope at the microscopic world around him. He has never seen anything so cool. He wonders what great discoveries he'd make as a scientist. Then Pete picks up a book of monster stories. He imagines himself facing off against a big, bad wolf. Pete does not like that story and he quickly puts it down. Reading that at bedtime would probably give him bad dreams. Pete's next book is about Egypt. He reads all about the pyramids and imagines himself discovering a long-lost pharaoh. Pete rides his camel across the desert and climbs to the top of the tallest pyramid. He even takes a ride aboard the Sphinx. Pete thinks being an explorer would be a great adventure. Then Pete picks up a book with a robot on the cover. He imagines that he is a robot. Beep, boop, beep, Pete says. He moves his arms and legs like a robot. They make a funny whizzing sound as he glides across the room. Pete begins to dance. It's a robot dance party. Next, Pete reads about superheroes. He imagines flying around the city with his cape, chasing bad guys and saving the day. All of Pete's friends would cheer him on. Thank you, Pete says, but it's really all in a day's work. Super Pete to the rescue. Pete chooses a book about the ocean. He imagines himself on a submarine, learning about marine life. He sees whales and octopuses and dolphins. "Watch out for that fish," Pete calls as the fish swims by. The world under the ocean is amazing, and Pete is glad to have learned more about it. "So," says the librarian, interrupting Pete's fantasy, "did you pick one?" Pete shakes his head. "No," he says. "I picked them all." Pete's mom smiles. Tonight is going to be one long bedtime story. The end. That again was Pete the Cat Goes to the Library, or Checks Out the Library, I'm sorry. Hope you enjoyed that story, obviously. Just checking to see what we're going to have next. We're going to go on a train trip with Pete. Tomorrow, on Tuesday, we'll read about Pete the Cat's train trip. So as always, guys, I hope you enjoy these stories from Kimberly and James Dean. I know Pete the Cat is a favorite, understandably so, obviously. But yeah, so there's your story for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please continue to stay safe, wash those hands, and practice kindness in everything you do today. See you guys around.